My own member of parliament has spoken. I will say I'm also from Zimbabwe. I want to compliment Ghana and Site Savers for putting this issue on the table. We always overlook disabilities. I think it is really something significant that we now have a side session on disabilities alone. And congratulations to our nominee. Second time, third time, sooner or later we get in there. I would like to just share a few things because you brought in a lot from Ghana, from Australia, and from Site Savers, the other countries that have come. Maybe we also need to give you something to take back. The first thing is that, yes, it is true, we need to do something about women with disabilities, but please let's not forget the women that look after their children with disabilities.
The caregivers.
If we don't start there, we already lose it on the starting line.
Good point.
Secondly, just to share that the Zimbabwe government adopted the UN standards on the equalization of opportunities for people with disabilities, and as I speak, the government of Zimbabwe is the largest employer of people with disabilities in our country. The education sector alone employs over 120,000 teachers. Among them are 668 with disabilities, disaggregated by gender and type of disability. I would also like to share that for us, working with people with disabilities as role models to inspire young children to aim for the sky has worked. We now have school heads who have disabilities. We have a head of a secondary school, a mainstream school, who herself is visually impaired. Her name is Roswitha. You've met her?
Yes.
Yes, and if we had had a chance, we would have said maybe there should be two of them gunning for those positions. I've heard all we've said, and I like some interventions. Can we have a recommendation on equal protection under the law? It is true that the vulnerability to all forms of abuse, including emotional abuse, is increased through certain types of disabilities. And the laws are not protective enough, and the chances that most of the perpetrators will get away with it are higher than you can imagine. I also want to end on the education aspect. The lady in the green top, I've forgotten where you're from?
Site
Savers. I think we may need to look into the worldwide practice of education management information systems in which disaggregated data by gender, by disability, urban, rural, and otherwise, is now being mobilized, and see how we can program around it, because the same mainstreaming can then percolate across sectors. The data is there. And congratulations, Ghana, for eliminating trachoma. Thank you.
To those who wish to make interventions, we have exactly 12 minutes and we have to leave the room. So I would allow just a minute per intervention so that we can have time to respond and then to wrap up. And I'm allowing just two more speakers. I have the lady
on the ground,
on the floor. Representing those on the floor. And then Mama with the but we'll start with the lady here.
Everyone in here. And first I want to say congratulations to Madam Jethro, because I know she's going to get her nomination this time. She's going to get her seat. And congratulations to Ghana. Dr. Bilkisu Magoro. I'm from Nigeria. And part of the problems that we have in Nigeria has all been mentioned in here. The issue of children with learning disability and physical disability. Of course, within our cultural beliefs, there's a denial of children with learning disability or with disability, so they do hide them, and they don't come out in public. So apart from that, with the early intervention, it's a huge problem in Nigeria as it is. But what I've done is that part of my sort of personal intervention was to look at the young adults with learning disability and try to open up like a vocational center and technical center for them. And that way, we've been able to intervene with the young adults and train them in skills in different areas, and actually to bring them out into public because they hide them. So it's very difficult, but we make it a point of duty that we make sure the public see them. So I take them around and people are more aware of them, irrespective of anything. Now, policies and curriculums don't exist. And so we've been trying to push for inclusive education to create awareness there. My main question here is that how, what has Ghana done so far with regards to things like vocational and technical training, and in what way can we collaborate? I mean, my center is a small center, but I'm ready to, tag along and, learn and gain some experience from Ghana if there's a possibility there. When we talk of disability in Nigeria, most of the time they think of just the blind and those with speech and hearing impairment. They don't think of other disabilities. So is there a way that, there are other things that have been done in Ghana in regards to skills acquisition for, young adults with learning disability that we could learn from you and share?
So the last question, and then we'll try to answer within the time we have.
Thank you, Mom. I want to appreciate you and appreciate my sisters from Ghana, and to say that you've lifted my spirit, especially as it has to do with PWDs. I want to say that me talking, I'm Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs, Community and Social Development, and happen to be the Dean of all Commissioners of Women Affairs in Nigeria. Yes. I want to say that we have policy for PWDs, and for the first time in Nigeria, we have a PWD be a senior special assistant to Mr. President. Yes, and that is to bring all others down. I will cite my state, Delta State, part of the Niger Delta States, that as we talk today, a directorate of people with disability has been established. And not only that, we have training school for skill and empowerment. And the PWDs are put in various programs. Is it agriculture? There are some in agriculture. There are some who are applying with skills trading as it affects them. And we also have where they are put in different ministries of government. It's a gradual process. We are looking forward to seeing that it will spread more. And even the way the young women, are put in training on capacity building, not just in a training institution, but in their locality. So coming up with this is another way of strengthening us to be able to do more and appreciate the PWDs. Love you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for cooperating with me with regards to time. And I'm going to ask the panel in providing answers to also be as brief as possible. We have about 4 questions. I think I'll start with our candidate, Madam Gertrude.
Thank you very much. Albinism. Yes, so in Ghana, we've recognized that we have an organization for persons with albinism, and a part of the umbrella organization, and awareness is ongoing. The situation is not as bad, but we are not rest on our hours. And in fact, the immediate past president, who is the vice president of the umbrella organization. I'm sure it's in this room.
Yes, there she is.
Let's see you.
So we'll keep on with our awareness, and the support will continue. It's new, most people don't understand, but so we need to strengthen that. Then there is the question of the campaign. Where are we taking the campaign to? So I think I want to quickly to say that not the election per se, or the elections, we will take it, where the member states are those who elect. But inclusion campaign, what we'll do is that we are strengthening the organizations of persons with disabilities to become a better pressure group and to network with other agencies, human rights, development, civil society, and to ensure that accountability, government becomes more accountable. So that campaign is ongoing, and let us support the disability movement from rural to global levels. The network exists at all the levels, including here in New York. We have the situation and we need to work with it. Then thank you about the experience in Zimbabwe. And yes, the issues, every country, as I said a minute ago, has examples. But we are talking about the numbers, and we're talking about many of us being at the places. So help us to let it get there. We want millions of get-throughs, millions of those better. That is what we're talking about. So yes, and so that again responds to the point of vocational training. There are government, there are civil society, but what we are advocating is let the environment open up in such a way that wherever an individual is, that person can be part of that community, that society, that if they are farmers group, let the person with disability, the woman with disability be there as well. If the girls are playing, let the girl with disability be part of those playing. Let them grow together.
And just to add to the